Hey there, it's Taylor with the Dog's Best Friend, and we are going to be going over the Ecollar. This one right here is the Mini Educator, and it comes with a charger, a lanyard to put on the remote, extra parts if you need to replace the components or test them to make sure they're still working, the receiver, and the remote. So the Mini Educator, Micro Educator, and the Boss all work the same. So we're just going to demonstrate it with the Mini Educator here. All right, to charge it, comes with this wall mount. You lift up the tab on the remote and the receiver, and you plug them in with those two things right there. I usually put it on the charger every night, just like my cell phone. If you do need it for crate behavior or separation anxiety, the charge does last up to 72 hours if you turn it on and off when it's off the dog. And you just plug it in. So when you close these two tabs here, on the remote and the receiver, it becomes waterproof. So when you go to the lake, go to the beach, you can be reassured that your Ecollar will still work if those things are off. So this right here, the red dot there and the red dot on the receiver, when you line them together, it turns the receiver on and off. Green means on, red means off. This is the only way to turn on the receiver. You have to turn on the receiver and the remote separately. This is the biggest question I get. To turn the remote on, this button here, the big L, you hold that until it says on, and then you hold it to turn it off. A cool thing with our Ecollar as well is if you tap the light button, hold on, I realized that I didn't have the receiver on. When you tap the on and off button / light, it gives off of a light. The first one's a strobe light. You tap it again, gives a reoccurring light. Tap one more time, turns it off. This is the dial here, goes all the way up to 100. If you hold down the dial for 3 seconds, it will lock the number that it's on. So if you have kids working with the remote, I would highly suggest doing that so they don't accidentally turn it up or down. And you just hold for 3 seconds to activate it so it comes back on. This is the black button. This is a momentary button. No matter how long you hold it, it provides one stem. The red button is a continuous stem, so as long as you're holding it, it is applying stem to your dog. And it does time out after 10 seconds. So if you're having to hold it for some reason and it's longer than 10 seconds, it will time out like this and you'll have to reapply. This is the tone button, so it is a vibrate. We do not train with the vibrate. Reason why is because you can't turn up and down to what the dog needs, and it's just one big blunt force of vibration. This button here is just the mode that the Ecollar is on, and I would highly suggest leaving it on the M and the C. The 1D means one dog. And that is everything you need to know about the Ecollar that is provided through the Board and Train program. All right, Prong Collar. So I have a 3.0 in my hand right now. This is the bigger size, and this is the 2.25. This is the one that we mostly use. So when I pull the D-ring here, it provides smooth communication. And if I grab the O-ring right here, it's not as smooth. So you want to make sure that you hook the leash up to the D-ring there. This is the prong collar we use. We only use the Hermspringer brand because they are durable and they take the time to round the edges. Next time you go to Petco or Walmart, go and feel their prong collars. They are very sharp because they're just shaved off. These ones aren't, they're rounded. So to take the prong collar on and off, you're gonna squeeze the prong here and you're gonna squeeze it so it goes in the 2 holes. And you can do this on any link. The reason why it's called a pinch collar is because you have to pinch the prong to come on and off. I'll demonstrate with the 3.0 as well. Pinch the top, guide through the holes and through. Pinch the top and through. Now I'm going to demonstrate putting the tools on Miss Ivory. So first things first is the prong collar goes on. It is the first thing that goes on the dog's neck, and it is fitted to go right behind the ears here. Let me shimmy it so I can show you. And here's what the fit looks like. If there's chain on each side of the circle ring here, that means it's a good fit. So we have already fitted the prong collar to your dog. If your dog gains weight or anything like that, or loses weight, and you need an extra link or things like that, we can totally help you with that later down the road. Next thing on the dog's neck is the Ecollar. This one's brand new out of the box, so it's pretty, there's a lot of length on it. So as long as I can not move the box completely around her neck, like I have to move it, and I can put 2 fingers under the collar, then that means it's a good fit. It's pretty snug. Reason why it has to be snug is because those contact points have to constantly be on your dog's neck. So keep that in mind. You'll need to rotate it every few hours. This is one of the tools we recommend. It's the Sean O'Shea leash. One is hooked to the D-ring, the other hooked to a regular collar. If you decide to just use your regular leash, which is totally fine, you'll just hook the leash to the D-ring, and the circle ring you are going to put a carabiner on and hook it to your dog's regular collar. Reason why is because if your prong collar does fail by not putting it together correctly, or stuff happens, you will still have contact with the dog. So it's just a safety precaution. Next thing you'll need is a dog bed to work on place. We use these Caranda beds, or just a regular dog bed is fine. We did put the link in the go home instructions for the Caranda bed, but it's totally not necessary as long as it has 4 corners that the dog has to step onto. Next up, you'll need a dog crate. I prefer the wire crates. That's what your dog has stayed in at the board and train house. As long as the dog can stand up, turn around, and lay down, that is a perfect fit for your dog. And I always recommend these clasps. I don't recommend the ones that you can pull up. Have ones that lock. What a good girl. Here's an example of a basic long line you will need as well. The e-collar and the prong collar is provided by the Board and Train program. You will need a regular dog collar, a leash, either the Good Dog leash or the regular leash that you have. I would just make sure you get a carabiner to add that extra safety, a long line, a dog bed, a crate. If you need a muzzle, the trainer probably has already reached out to you in regards to which ones we like.